Hello, hello, hello. Greetings to all our viewers and listeners. Welcome to Celebrating Self, the talk show that brings ladies from different walks of life to share their experiences for inspiring and uplifting other females out there. Our guest for today is one of the most humble and helpful persons I have ever met. She is Colleen Mutch, all the way from Cape Town, South Africa. She is an author, an educator, a coach, and a mom. She has been in the training and personal development sector for the past 40 years. And after 18 years of corporate training, she has started her own life skills training business. With so many publications in hand and so many accolades on her profile, she in herself is simply so amazing. So welcome, Colleen. Thank you so much for joining us, for accepting our invitation and gracing our stage. Thank you so much.
Wow, what a wonderful introduction, and really thank you to you for giving me this opportunity. You've really made me feel so special.
Of course you are, and the way you have been doing things, that's equally more important and amazing. It is like there are so many different areas of life where you have spent some amazing moments, I'm sure. I would request you to share your life through your lens. The journey, your ups and downs, what all came your way. Please share that with us.
Okay. Well, as you said, I'm a South African. I was born in the 50s when girls were led to believe that they would get married and have children and someone would look after them. What a lie. I'm the middle one of 3 children. I grew up in a pretty sheltered, middle-class kind of home. I went to a convent, and I remember at about the age of 9, when I went with the nuns to give food to the poor, I was so drawn to the children. And all I wanted to do, even though I was little, was to take them home and give them a warm bath and some nice clean clothes.
Wow.
So I think that was when I really realized that I wanted to help others. I'd wanted to be a teacher my whole life from when I was small. And but besides that, I at times felt really insecure as a child. And probably when I look back, it's probably because my parents were not the most demonstrative. I'm a hugger. When I meet people, I just want to hug everybody. And I just craved for that love and affection.
That is so resonating. Okay, I can feel already that.
I loved all my sport. I played badminton from the age of 7 or 8. I represented my province as a junior and a senior. I was selected for country districts.
Wow.
And a highlight for me as a veteran, I played an international against Poland.
Great.
So I grew up in Cape Town, but I moved to Durban in the early 80s. And I started my teaching career in Cape Town, where I also taught adults part-time in the evenings. And then I moved to Durban, where I taught at a high school, and then I was lecturing at the Natal Technikon before joining the corporate world in 1987. My corporate career, as you mentioned, spanned 18 years in the banking sector. I was a computer trainer for the first 11 years, and then I had a spell in GIS and product development before moving to marketing, and finally running the Knowledge Center before leaving the corporate world in 2004. I had spent a time when I was with the bank doing some user acceptance testing with a company that was developing some point of sale software for us in Birmingham in the UK. And then in the late 90s, I guess it was, middle to late 90s, my parents came to stay with me due to ill health. They were both not well. And I looked after them both until they died. My dad in 2003 and my mom in 2007. You know, as most of us, I've had my heart broken, trust broken, self-confidence shattered. I've protected myself by building these walls that we all do at some stage, you know. But I'm a survivor. I'm too trusting. I'm too naive. I tried too hard to find love, I guess. I mean, as recently as three and a half years ago, I fell for a catfishing scam. I can't believe it. I did. So, you know, ultimately, I guess I found solace in my Bible. When I was at my lowest, unemployed, starting on my own, not knowing how or where I was going to get the next meal or pennies to pay for, you know, for living and so on, I spent hours in my Bible, just soaking it in, and that I found peace there. Yeah, I've traveled quite a bit, initially with the bank to the UK, as I said, and then I won a trip to Copenhagen in Denmark, and that really lit the travel bug in me. So I was very blessed to have been able to travel, and I went to America, to the USA, visiting many places from New York to California and lots of states in between. I then went back to the UK for a holiday. Italy, I love Italy. I've been all over Western Europe and Australia. And then thanks to my brother who lives in Dubai, I've had 2 trips to the UAE and a very special visit to him and his wife in Kalkan in Turkey. In 2016, I saved my little daughter from a life on the streets. She was 5 months old. I was 3 weeks from turning 60. And she's now 5.5. She's the love of my life, my absolute gift from God. What a blessing it is to experience motherhood. You know, no one who hasn't been a mother can really understand what that unconditional love of a child is like.
I'm having
she's filled my life. Yeah, she's filled my life with so much love and joy. She keeps me young. The last 7 or so years, I have been consulting and coaching. And with the start of COVID, I've spent a lot of time on personal development. You know, there's always something new to learn. I'm very proud to be a mom. I'm 65 years young tomorrow.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. I did not know that. First of all, we need to celebrate. We are already in this celebrating self-talk show, and it is a moment to really celebrate. And your life is a true example of how you have just, your exploration has not yet ended. It is like, and it should never end also. And it's amazing. I literally loved your travel bug thing, that I wish I could be there with you, so that wherever you go, you can have me as your partner. It would really be fun. Yeah. And having spent so many years in personal development sector, I was wondering that what has been your take on self-talk? Like, how do you describe the quality of self-talk, be it for your own self, or you must have handled so many clients also based on the same. So what is your take on that?
An interesting one. I think for me, the most important thing is to be honest, to be uplifting, to be kind, to be encouraging, and to remind myself that I have been put here for a purpose. I need to be the best I can now for my little daughter, And I remind myself every day that I can add so much value to so many others. I think we become like the people that we spend time with. And we also become like the things that we think about all the time, the things we focus on. So I try not to focus on the hurt and the pain and all the stressful things that have happened. I've been there, done that, had the stress breakdowns, had the time of recuperation and whatever, but it's behind me, I think that it's important that we change what we think about, So I've had periods of up and down, periods of doubting myself. And I guess during the periods of rejection and pain, it's harder to be positive. It has to be something that we learn, I've had to learn not to be so hard on myself. As a single woman and now a single mom with no regular confidant that I can really spill my heart out to, it can be challenging, but my faith is what has kept me sane. To the extent that I really don't understand how people who don't have God in their lives, I don't know how they survive. I've experienced so many miracles in my life, I'll big and small. And the one time I was with a group of ladies and I'd put my cell phone off, and this wild bird came and sat on my arm. It's an Indian myna. There are lots of them in Durban, and it sat on me and it just wouldn't go away. So much so that I went to get my cell phone to see if I could get hold of the bird rehabilitation center. I thought maybe there was something wrong with it. And as I picked up my phone, it flew off. And I saw on my phone that my mum had had a stroke and people were desperately trying to get hold of me. So, to me, that was a miracle where God used that bird to come and get my attention. Another time I was driving on a wet, sandy road, heading to my brother's holiday house, and a refuse truck came speeding towards me, and I thought, this is it, here we go. And I knew it was going to hit me. The little rented car I had was absolutely flattened. How I got out of it is an absolute miracle, not a scratch on me. I had little boxes with my mom, my dad, and my grandmother's ashes in them, and nothing was damaged. Absolutely nothing. I had them with me to go and scatter. So, Xana to me is a miracle. I love children. I've always wanted children, and then out of the blue, this little girl comes into my life. Every day waking up is just another opportunity to give and to share. During COVID, I've had some rough patches because, training stopped, everything came to a standstill. So the community have provided for us have been absolutely amazing. God looks after me all the time. It's very humbling.
Actually, it is only the thing that we need to feel his presence. And the way it is said, what you give, it comes back to you in multiples. And that is what has been happening with you, because you were kind,
Absolutely.
Because you were helpful. So God wanted you to be helped. He wanted you to stay even more motivated. And that's how he cannot come down. Okay, so he just gave you the message and you could feel it. And I wonder, there are people in the world who face such miracles, but still they don't believe in the universe. They don't believe in the Supreme Lord, as we say. So that also, I would say that that is also one of the ways of God, one of his choices that the world is running on, right?
And I guess, also you have to I've had to accept that I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, but you've got to learn to just keep growing, keep learning, keep growing.
Absolutely. We should enjoy our own imperfections, because no single person is perfect in this world, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I just have one more question that is striking, and I just want you to know it, that the way you just said that God has been there for you, and you have felt His presence. You have
Yeah.
motivated your own self. You have tried to move out of those problems. But out of all of that, there must have been some moments, some unwanted moments, wherein some fears came in, or you had to face certain failures which you never expected, never thought of. So, how did you overcome all those setbacks? Like now they are your setbacks, and
Yeah.
how did you overcome all of that?
If I think of a failure, I guess what I consider a big failure in my life was when my engagement was broken off after we had sent out the wedding invitations. You know, you then go through a spiral, and I was asking myself, so am I not good enough? Why can't I find someone to love me? I always do everything for the person I'm with. Why is it not enough? And I guess the way that I overcame that was to just focus on my work, focus on my sport, and helping others. I joined every committee I could think of. I just kept myself busy, and in time you pick up the pieces and you move on. And then a period of doubt, I suppose, when I was presented with this little baby, with this scenario when I was just about 60. You ask yourself, well, can I do this? Can't I do it? My heart wanted to do it, but I say, can I? Can't I? Am I too old? I don't have sufficient money now to start, with a new life. But a big realization for me was that wealth is not money. I'm rich. I have got so much love and so much kindness to give to others. I could provide a home for this little girl. And the love and joy that she has brought to me makes every bit of doubt and criticism from others so worthwhile. I think for me, I always think what I can do for somebody else. So I was involved with Santa Shoebox, which is an amazing project of collecting gifts for underprivileged children at this time of the year, every year. I've helped with the creche in the township. And I just find in general that I think focusing on helping others lifts me. It helps me to remember that I've got lots to offer to other people. So I'm grateful for every new day, not because I need the day, but maybe there's somebody out there who needs me today.
Wow. I am really grateful that I got the opportunity to know you, because I can actually feel, just by helping, you are actually feeling like your energy is being boosted up. You get your, you are getting your own petrol, like to run, to keep on going. Actually, so that's truly amazing. And you just talked about criticisms, you talked about people expectations. Expectations come along every time. Like sometimes we expect from our own selves, sometimes people expect from us, right? So according to you, like now you are a coach, and being a coach means sometimes you have to uplift others even when you are not that good. So do you feel that there is a difference between expectations and your worth? Like, is there any relation between self-worth and expectations?
Oh, absolutely. I think expectations of others can affect your self-worth if you let them. So that's something you really got to look at. And your own expectations. I expect a lot from myself. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I put a lot of pressure on myself. But as I've mentioned before, my belief in my God, my faith, has given me the hope that I need to face whatever challenges come my way. I think learning to listen, and as a coach, you have to listen, so learning to listen, and not to the negativity and criticism of others, but to trust yourself more. We all do. We have to learn new things and be adaptable. But I know that I can do absolutely anything if I put my mind to it. And so when you're working with others, it always makes you feel good, I think. So the more I trust my abilities and myself, the more confident I am, and the more I can accomplish. And then the more people you can help, obviously. So helping others, for me anyway, is the best way to increase my self-worth. I guess my philosophy is kill them with kindness. It's very easy to want revenge and to want to hurt others. But I'm getting better at forgiving, I love what Mandela said when he said that if we can learn to hate, then we can learn to love, because love is a much more natural emotion to a human. So, I think we all need to take responsibility for our own attitude, our beliefs about ourselves. And, I think it's also okay. I'm learning that it's okay to take care of me every now and again. So that's what I think.
No, that's perfectly fine. In fact, the way you said that, you need to love yourself, you need to spread love. And once you believe in yourself, once you start loving and feeling compassionate for everyone around you, you actually don't give any space to false expectations or certain expectations that may lower down your beliefs, your good qualities. So self-worth is something that you need to keep on nourish. You need to tell yourself, whatever I'm doing, it might sound quite little, but for someone it might be everything. And
exactly,
I am a fan of your theories. See, it is very easy to say. It is not a fact that kindness is something, it is a virtue. Everyone should practice. But on the practical hand, it will be very difficult for us. There are moments wherein you feel stuck. You want to be kind, but then certain negative thoughts come in, or certain issues come up that you tend to loosen on your kind part. And this is something this is going to be my takeaway today, that no matter what, kindness is something that you need to give, no matter how bad you might be feeling, but still remember there is someone who needs your kindness.
Absolutely. And I think also accepting that not everybody's going to like you, and so that's okay. I am who I am, and I do the best I can, and just be kind.
Absolutely. And talking about all of this, see, we came on to our relationship with our own self, right? Everything is so much related to our relation with our own self. And it is applicable to every single human being, I think. So what are your views about this? See, it is important, but still there is a difference. We are not accepting this fact. Any reasons or any thoughts that you have regarding this?
I think, for my view is that it took me a long time to realize that I can't avoid being hurt and let down, or I won't ever avoid all the challenges in life, but I have to get through them. Nobody's going to do it for me. I have to get through them. I spent so many years being lonely and pretending all was well. But I've now realized, and I don't love being alone, but I've realized that alone does not have to be lonely. You can do something that brings joy. You can give of yourself. So I believe that creating a good relationship with yourself is needed, but sadly, I think it's not something that we are taught. And also, it's maybe not something that's modeled to us by our parents, So, yes, we have to have a good relationship with ourselves because it keeps us sane, it keeps us grounded, it keeps us humble. You got to be happy with your own company because life is good. So, I think we all have storms, we all have trials, but it's how we recover from them that makes me, me, and you.
Right.
I think also that often the experiences that we gain through the challenges that we face equip us to be able to help other people that we meet in the future who are going through those same things. So, also focusing on why is there a difference, I think poor communication is a killer. I think it's so important to be able to communicate. I believe that human beings were made for relationships, and communication is key to all relationships. So we have different boundaries, or some people have no boundaries. We have different breaking points. We have different values. And having a close confidant to talk to certainly helps. But people have to learn to love themselves, especially when not feeling that love when they were growing up, So, I think that's communication is really, really important.
Absolutely. Very nicely you said that we are never taught to have a relationship with our own selves. And it is only through the the epiphany of life that we come to know that it plays an important part. But the sad part is that we learn it through some struggle. We are not taught beforehand that this might come or this might help. And while if the whole talk that we had till now, everything focuses on our own self. Be it the failures that we face, be it whatever comes on our way, we need to do that all by ourselves. Nobody's going to do that for us. So true.
Yeah.
Now, when we come on to women, my special focus is on women because we have so many responsibilities, so many duties that we all have to do. Like professionally, different path. Personally, we have a different scenario. Physically, we have different problems. So when it comes to women, this relationship needs to be nourished, right? So can you suggest some habits that women can adapt so that we can fulfill our quota of self-belief, we can fill in our bucket of self-esteem, I would say, because it is all related,
Absolutely. I think this one has taken me a long time to get there. But I do believe that giving yourself alone time and spending quiet time with your God. I think that we need to find time and make time to treat ourselves. Go and have a coffee in a coffee shop, not one that you've had to make and then you sit down quietly. Go to a coffee shop and have a coffee. Go and have a pedicure. I think I had my first pedicure when I was already in my 50s. So it's not easy, as you said, especially as a single mom. But if anything is important, you will make the time for it. So now I have, would you believe, some adult coloring in books. And I love coloring in. I love pottering in my garden. I find it very therapeutic. And it just gives me time to recharge my batteries. I think I believe that life is not what happens to you. It's what you make happen. And I think, a big thing for us is to accept that each and every one of us is unique. So we have to develop a self-belief and stick to our own values and beliefs and trust ourselves. We got to learn to forgive. And when I say forgive for you. Do it for yourself, because it's incredibly liberating. Others might not accept it, but that's fine.
And we are so much busy in blaming ourselves. This is really something that I have been doing this a lot. Like, whatever happens, it is because of me. Oh, I did that. Oh, it was my mistake. So we blame ourselves, and we forget that forgiving is for our own selves too.
It is. It's liberating. And I think that only, we also need to accept that only I can change my life. So we need to be brutally honest with ourselves, and we need to take action and see what other people see. So many people will say, oh, she's wonderful and she does this and she does that. And we don't believe it. We don't see it in ourselves. So, make yourself believe and accept what other people see in yourself is true. I think spend more time I know I keep saying this, but spending more time doing things for others, and then you yourself will feel better in the process. You'll love yourself more in the process. There's nothing more wonderful, the feeling you get when you give something to somebody else. I think success generally is being a sportswoman. I think success is a team sport. It's not something you can do alone. So even in business, you need a mentor, or you need a coach. You need someone to encourage you and to help you. I think a big one is learning to listen. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. We should listen more than we talk. I love the quote by C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis said, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream new dreams." I just love that. So a habit I would like to say to women is have big dreams. Get into the habit of dreaming. And, I call myself a late bloomer. I suddenly come to the realization of all these things maybe a bit later in life. I became a mother when I was 60, for goodness sake. But I believe that I'm a much better person now than I was in the past. And it's all the process of going through the pain and of learning and developing. Now I'm an author, I'm a coach, I'm a mother, and I want to say 2022, watch out, here I come.
Oh, wow, that's
I'm not the richest, I'm not the most beautiful, I'm not the most stylish, I can't afford all the things I want, but I don't pretend to be all of that. I'm happy with what I have been given. I'm me. I just love this quote on gratitude. It says that in a society that has you counting money, counting your pounds or kilos, counting calories, counting your steps, maybe we should just be a rebel and count our blessings instead.
Oh, wow. I love it. I love it. I need to note it down and have it on my board so that I can read it every day. This is something that will actually feel to be more grateful. It will make me more, not only me, everyone, that there's so much to thank for rather than complaints.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
Anyway, so I also wanted to say, well done to you. What an awesome thing to be doing, to be celebrating women and encouraging us and encouraging one another. I just think it's awesome. So well done.
Thank you so much. See, my main mission is this only, that when we are, there's a phrase also that says, what gets appreciated gets repeated. Right. So why not appreciate your own self so that you can continue to do the good things that you have been doing? Sometimes you need to point out that yes, this is something that I never thought of, but I am doing, and I've I'm doing it very gracefully. We are blessed, like we are feminine females have a divine power, I say. The feminine power is divine in itself, and we need to accept that. We need to celebrate it. Despite all the problems that we face, despite all the issues that we have on the world level, but still, we are we. Nobody else can take our place. And that is something that we need to tell ourselves. And this is just an initiative to make people, make females realize that it is not only the very famous personalities who have done something in their lives, but on a general basis, every female is doing something. She is, you can be a happy homemaker, you can be an entrepreneur, you can be anything that you want. But if you're happy on the inside, that is what is most needed.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Well done, anyway.
Thank you. Okay. You really made my day.
And it's been a pleasure talking to you. And yes, I mean, if hearing this, just inspires one person, that's wonderful. Sorry, that's my little child.
Oh, I just love her. Hello. Now she's hiding, huh? So we're not yet done, okay? Indeed, it was an insightful session, and I'm sure everybody would have something that is going to make their lives even more beautiful. But after all of this, we have a special place, a special session that is called the rapid fire round. So, okay. I'll be asking you 5 questions, okay? And you have to answer it. Like whatever comes in your mind, you just have to answer it. All right?
Okay.
So are you ready?
I'm ready.
So let's have some fun and let's know more about you. So, during your school time, what was the subject that you were best at?
Oh, golly. Sport. Probably mathematics.
Wow, we find that subject as one of the most difficult subjects. And you were saying that you were good along with interest. That's really great thing. No doubt why you are so innovative and intellectual.
Thanks to my dad. My dad used to explain my maths to me in a simple way that I could understand, that I then would often go and explain it to my class, to just make it easy.
That's great. Yeah. Now, your next question is, what scares you the most? What is it that will scare you out on, like, ooh?
I don't know. I don't like heights. I have a fear of heights.
Oh.
But I'm not really scared of anything.
Don't tell me you went to Dubai and you did not. Huh?
Yeah, sorry. I went to Dubai.
You went to Dubai and you did not experience that Burj Khalifa's top view?
I did. And I looked out the window, but I won't stand right next to the glass and peep down. But I have been to the top. I've been to the top of the one in New York as well. But yeah, I don't like to look over the edge.
Okay. And this might sound a bit personal, but you need to answer because now you are like, you have no way out. So, what advice would you like to give to your younger self?
Relax more, have more fun, and don't let people put you down.
Wow, that's amazing. You have come out all of that, and I can sense that that question made you sad. I'm sorry for that.
No, I just think, we waste so much of our time. We waste so much of our lives worrying about things that never happen, and stressing about things instead of just accepting them and moving on and having fun in our lives. So yeah, if I did my life over again, I'd laugh more, I'd have more fun, I'd have got Xana much earlier. She's changed me. My life is just so different and so much better for this little girl. Yeah, I think we take life too seriously sometimes. We take ourselves too seriously.
Yeah, right. And one thing that annoys you the most, something that just annoys you, like you cannot control your anger.
Stupidity. By that I mean, just people who are not logical, who don't even think before they open their mouths. Other thing that annoys me, bad service. I don't think there's any excuse for bad service.
Absolutely, that's equally irritating as well to face such a situation. And my last question is,
it's annoying. I don't think I get angry, but it. Hello?
Yeah, hello. I cannot see you.
You see, this is what I'm talking about. Challenges in life, and you know what? You must just smile and don't stress about it.
It is like even Zoom is understanding that I am having so much fun talking to one of my new friends all the way in South Africa, and here I am in India. So Zoom is also like showing me something that now what will you do? I'm just teasing you.
Right.
So my last question to you is, do you have a bucket list or something that is one thing from your bucket list?
Bucket list.
I know you have traveled a lot. You have so many achievements in your hand. But still, is there one more thing? Because bucket list is something that never ends. You always have some or the other thing. And that should also be there.
Yeah. On my bucket list, I guess my biggest thing is to see my little daughter grow up and achieve and be comfortable, and she's such a loving little girl, so I hope that she would continue to be loving and grow up to be like that. I love traveling, so the world now is different and stopped us traveling. I would love to be able to travel again. Who knows? We have to just see what's in store for us.
I thought you were about to say that you would come to meet me in India.
Sure, if I was allowed.
Sure, no, really. Of course, my blessings to your little girl. She's absolutely so lovable. I could see the way she just hugged you while she appeared on the screen. So I'm so happy and equally humbled to know so much about you. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences, your life, just like an open book. Thank you so much thank you so much for sharing and coming up, and I hope that other females might receive some good things so as to grow their own selves and celebrate themselves. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much. It's been a privilege and an honor to chat with you, and I've really enjoyed it. Don't often talk about myself, so a bit strange, but I've had fun chatting with you. Thank you very much for all that you do for women out there.
Thank you. Thank you. And hats off to you for everything, whatever you have done.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay, bye.